Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And now we have Battle Report 79.
079.
It's a lot of battle reports. I play this game way too much, I think. Kingdom of Equitaine.
Only slightly more than me.
yeah. Your battle report number would be what? You were in that Warbands game, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think that makes two.
Is that two? Or just one? What was the other one?
The Sylvan Elves one. Versus the Warriors Duck Gods.
Oh, yes. Did we actually do that one?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, battle report. So I've done 40 times more than you, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not the quantity.
Kingdom of... Oh, there you go. Kingdom... And I remember you saying, and I missed pictures here and
Yeah,
this.
yeah, exactly.
That. You're right. It isn't the quantity, is it?
Exactly. I have no pictures. That's okay. I can't post any battle reports.
Kingdom of Equitaine versus the Vampire Covenant at Huzzah Hobbies. If you're happen to be in the Northern Virginia, D.C., Maryland area...
Don't come by because we don't like new people.
We don't like new people at all. Post me a message. I like new people.
Yeah.
Post a message and come on out. We try to do it as hobbies on Saturday mornings. But yeah, post a message on our forum someplace and on our
Wednesday
battle reports.
And Wednesday evenings the first couple weeks of the month.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
But post something out on our battle reports and we'll answer it and be great to play you. Anyway, moving on. Maybe moving on.
Okay.
All right, Kingdom of Equitaine, same list I've been using for a long time. I'm just keeping this practice up going, heading into
Which
Buckeye battles, and I'll probably won't have time to switch out, so I'll probably run this at Southern Assault as
which
well.
magic?
This time I went with Druidism.
With the dudism. Okay.
Tried something different. So here we go. I deployed my entire army first. We went with a diagonal deployment and secure target. You can see there's one of the targets there.
Is this your deployment?
And this is my deployment. So I huddled in the middle. I can go any way I want to from there, and these guys went way over here just to prevent him from doing something and quickly grabbing the 280 points worth of the trebuchet.
And you put the trebuchet in there because it's on a hill?
Trebuchet's here, it's on the hill, because if it's back here, it's out. If it's over here, it's too close to the other one.
Yeah.
If it's over here, it's got the building. It's over here, it's too close to him.
Yeah.
So that was my choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay with that. It's a better picture of the table here. He's in the middle of deploying when I took this, of course.
Oh, he's got two.
So you can see we've got two forests, two hills, building, fence, and a field.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And there's the other marker for the other scoring objective.
Okay, so you have the two scoring objectives.
Correct. And what's this?
Okay, so now he's got his army kind of down.
Is that it? Yeah, that's okay. There's his army down. So over here on the right, he has 2 units of the vampire spawn, 2 units of 4.
4? Okay.
Yes. 3 units of 2 bat.
Okay.
It's the flying circus.
Yeah.
Big unit of skeletons.
Okay.
With his Nosferatu vampire.
Oh, he's doing Nosferatu. Oh,
he is.
I've not seen that.
So he's got occultism, but the Nosferatu also has the trait of evocation.
Mm-hmm.
So he can do the evocation spell.
Okay.
He's got another little guy back here, level 1 caster with 1 spell. Another caster.
That's more skeletons
evocation.
back there?
These are zombies.
Zombies, okay.
And then another unit of skeletons over here. Both the skeleton blocks had spears.
Okay, and there's a character in that one also?
There's a little vampire and little necromancer in this one too.
Okay.
So as long as they're within, I think it's 12 inches of this thing, they get +1 or +2 to cast.
So he's got 2 low-level necromancers and 1
Correct.
vampire lord, I'm guessing?
That's a vampire Nosferatu lord.
Okay. And
with 4 spells from occultism and evocation.
And are they both the same buff wagons, or the
They are both the same +1 ward save buff wagons.
So he's
but this
what
one,
we see is what we get.
Yep, and this one has an ability on it that gives you like I said, the bonus to casting, but if you miscast,
yes,
it hurts you.
It's got the upgrade. Okay.
Okay.
And then you got the big
4 of the big gribbly things.
Yeah.
1 unpainted, but
It's just a shadow from the other guy.
It is. It's the other ones are blocking out the
Exactly,
light, so
exactly.
it's just dark.
Yeah, I do not like those models.
Not a fan of those models.
I'm not referring to the paint job. I'm referring to the actual
Correct.
models. Yeah.
I understand. I had first turn,
Okay.
so I did not take a picture after movement for some reason.
Okay.
So I'm just giving you a little
With
thing.
2 arrows?
This unit moved over here. These guys came all the way up here and turned in towards the middle of the board, just out of arc of both these units, and everybody else just moved forward.
So based on his deployment at this point, what did you think you were going to do as far as maneuver?
I wanted to move this unit. I needed to keep over here to protect. I planned on moving here and turning into the middle of the board and forcing him. He can't really get out of my arcs,
Right.
so forcing him to come forward, or let me charge him, or just keep him at bay.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping with this on this side. On this side, I want to come forward. This has my lord with the dragon lance and and virtue of might.
Yeah.
So my idea here is come around the corner of the building, get off a charge on these guys with that.
Okay.
And of course, my big unit. I don't want to hit either one of these blocks of skeletons because I'm going to be there forever.
Right.
If they don't kill me with their
Mm-hmm.
lethal strike spears. So what I want to do is I want to avoid these. I would like to get a character on either one of these to kill it and move through. Not a unit, because if a unit gets on them, it won't get far enough to
Right. You get charged in
prevent
the
bad
flank.
things from happening.
And he's got all those bats to help him with his chaffing needs.
Correct. So that's kind of my thought there.
Yeah. Okay.
This tree really came out weird looking, didn't it?
Yes.
In that picture. That's a very odd look right there. I'm not sure what that's
Looks
about.
like it's on fire.
It
Far.
does. Far. Anyway, so moving on to the firing phase, I fire this trebuchet. I roll a 1, followed by another 1.
Okay.
That's 280 points down.
Yep.
So I figured I'd roll a 1, followed by a 2 on this one.
Okay.
560 points down, and he hasn't moved yet.
Yes. Okay.
Wonderful. These are why I keep considering taking these things out of the list.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a picture of where I moved up. Occultism actually has quite a few good hammer spells.
Yeah.
He's got the one that's really scary. He's got some abilities to extend his range
Right.
if he kills guys and bumps a spell up to the boosted version, he gains range on it. So now he's got an 18-inch breath weapon that has toxic attacks.
Yeah, you don't want to be near that.
That's not a fun thing. Anyway, and he's got another spell that does 2d6 strength 6 if it's boosted, which is really good. So anyway, over here, because I was actually aiming at this unit, the unit that was in front here.
Right.
I was aiming at it twice with the trebuchets. Apparently, they didn't want to hit it.
Yes.
Because I thought, and one was within 30, so one needed a 4 up. So I thought between those, I could knock them down and would only be facing one of these units over here.
Yeah.
That was not the case, as you can see.
I see that.
So he just flew over here onto my flank, so I can't charge him. With this one, there you go.
Forgot how fast those guys were, didn't you?
No, I knew.
Okay.
I wasn't.
You were just counting on shooting them off?
I was counting on really hurting them.
Yeah.
And if you see, I do have these guys to counter with them. I mean, it's a 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll of a 10.
That's not too far.
Which is not too bad.
It looks a
with
lot
the reroll.
farther on the
It does.
picture.
It's 18. It's like 18 inches.
Of course, if that was one of my night units, I'd probably lose 5 of them charging to the field.
Well, you don't know that I haven't, do you?
Yeah.
Anyway, you can
I'm just setting that up.
you can see his bats just kind of scatter around,
Uh-huh.
getting ready, and he advanced, of course. There you go. That's what it looks like. He did. It was pretty funny. He got
He
off.
has buff wagon in front of his unit. That's out.
Yeah, it's out front, which
Yeah.
kind of surprised me.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
So he got an evocation off
Uh-huh.
and managed to grow. He rolled a 6, so he got 10 here, 8 here, and like 13 here
Yeah.
with one evocation.
Yeah.
So it's a big bump of models. So we're moving on to turn 2. Turn 2, there you go. I'm declaring a charge with this unit. It needs a 12 to get to this big block, but I figured I would try it.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'm going to go probably 4 or 5, which doesn't give him a really good charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with trying it. Over here, the Peg Knights need only a 9 to get onto
On that guy.
this guy. And I think I've got a shot at cracking it, depending on his ward saves.
Right.
There you go. 9 to get on that. And these guys, of course, needed a 10. The Knights Aspirant needed a 10 to get to the back of those. Of course, it's to the back of them, which is, we mentioned a little bit ago in a different video we were doing.
You'd rather charge them in the flank.
Why isn't it? It's the back of them is no different, except for combat res.
Yep.
No different than hitting them in the front. They hammer you, and you hit them no better. They're no worse.
Yep.
Anyway, that's something that really needs to be looked at.
And the other guys are too far away.
The other guys were too far. They were like 20. He gave me a 20. I think a 20.
Oh, okay.
I ended up taking it anyway.
Ah.
And failed. But the aspirants, of course, didn't care. 4 of them made it in. And then I started really doing the math of this.
You should have popped the model that didn't have a tail off.
Probably should have.
I wouldn't have to look at that.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to inconvenience you.
Yes, it's very inconvenient.
After I made this charge, I started actually doing the math.
Yes. It's only a few strength 5 attacks.
It's only 16 strength 5 attacks.
Oh, he doesn't have a champion?
Hitting me on 3s.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Yeah. So, there you go. I did make it, and then I was like, "Ooh, I made it. That's not good." Moving on, the pegs made it in.
Okay.
I can only get, because of the way he's placed, and I'm skirmish, I can only get two of them to attack it.
That's the challenge with the peg.
It would have been much nicer. Yeah, there's my failed charge up top.
Okay.
It would have been much nicer had I had one in the back, but wasn't prepared for that on the first turn. I didn't think I really didn't expect him to come forward with his buff wagon like that.
Right, and the other guys didn't make it in.
And the guys on the bottom didn't make it in. I think they went like 3.
Yeah, they went very far.
They didn't go very far at all.
And you brought your other lance off the hill.
And I brought my lance off the hill, got my Oaken Throne up. This Oaken Throne stayed up almost the entire game.
Oh, that's nice.
He was just content just to to kill off all the spells I was casting.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And with the Oaken Throne, I did cast didn't have a lot to do with the Druidism, so I raised a guy over here.
Oh, you actually rolled the regrowth spell.
I did.
Wow.
Which was good, because after combat, that's all I had left. And you notice which one I left.
Yes, the one without the tail.
Exactly. So the combat didn't go well for me. You can see I've killed 1.
You did cost 3 wounds on him.
But I had a charge and a rear, so I mean that's 3 combat res.
Yes.
To his 4, and then I think I did 2 wounds on it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and then after crumbling, he was down to 3, because there's another guy back here.
Okay.
He reformed and put a guy in the back.
Yeah, get more models on you.
To get more attacks on me, correct.
Yeah.
Else over here, I charged in and did 2 wounds to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this and I'm like, I've got a charge and 2 wounds. He loses by 3. He's only got 5 wounds.
Right.
He's a dead man.
BSB?
Nope. He does a wound back.
A
strength 3 attack. Did a wound back. Oh, that was so disappointing.
Missed it by that much.
Now he's got 4 wounds on him, not 5.
And shortly he'll have less.
Correct. And you can see I've got the entwining roots off on these guys to lower their weapon skill. And because I had the Oaken Throne up when I cast this, it went off at a minus boosted version.
Right.
So it's -2 to his weapon skill. So he's only weapon skill 3 now. But of course he's got 3 vocations, all casting at I think +3 to cast on all of them. So it's going to be tough. But I missed it by that. Like I said, if I could have just got 1 more through, or made that 2-up armor, 1 more 2-up armor save.
Right.
I made a few of them. Anyway. So there we go. Top of the turn. These guys appear on top. Whatever these things are called.
Vampire spawn.
They had a vampire spawn. Had a long charge at me, but they took it. It was probably only an 18 or 19 now that I think about it. So I mean that's a very doable charge for him.
Yeah. Why not?
Elsewhere, his guys, winged horrors or whatever these things are, Went for my lance, needing a 13 apparently. No. He didn't put the numbers down. Went at my lance. The vampire spawn over here made it into my Knights of the Realm. It's not
too
good
bad
for me. The winged horrors or whatever they are did not make it. So elsewhere, you can see the bats have all
he's triple chaffed you.
He's just made sure he was going to chaff me forever.
At least they can't flee away from you.
They cannot flee away from me. So there you have that.
You're still playing your yeoman with bows instead of throwing weapons, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
And I forgot to change that. So over here, the vampire spawn over here killed my last remaining Knight Aspirant.
Yes.
And they turned to face into the Knights of the Realm.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah.
The ones charging the Knights of the Realm did a single wound to me. And I did a couple back. And we stood.
Okay.
Elsewhere, his magic phase, he's raised all his wounds. He got 2 evocations off and brought this thing back up to full strength.
Yep.
On the other hand, and then in the ensuing combat, we just kind of slap each other around a little bit.
Yep, you're down to strength 4.
No one does any wounds else anywhere. So that's kind of where it sits. And that was it. Moving on to my turn 3. There you go. So that's what it looks like at the beginning of my turn. Oops, did we not mark the charges? Guess not. Let's go forward. Yep, there we go. All right. So on the top, on the left-hand side, the Lord charged out of the unit into the Winged Horrors, Winged Ripper, or whatever. I did not want to send the unit in, simply because I thought the unit would just give him combat res.
What's he armed with?
This guy, he has the...
No, not you, him, his unit.
Double hand weapons.
Double hand weapons, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got 10... If I don't
16.
wound him, and he's going first, so he's got 16 attacks coming in, hitting me on 3s and wounding me on 2s.
Right.
So, and I'm, -2 armor save, so he's going to get a bunch through. Whereas this guy has a 1-up rerollable armor.
Right. We'll go first.
We'll go first and hopefully kill 1 or 2. And
yeah.
Anyway. So that did that. Down here, I've charged the entire unit into this. First unit of bats, so I'll just eliminate 1. That's pretty much all I can do down there.
Oh, and then you reformed your yeoman?
I reformed the yeoman to slip through the cracks, so hopefully they can get at one of the units of bats.
Decided not to volley fire with them?
I decided not to volley. I mean, they're skirmish. I'm going to be hitting at best on a 5, probably 6s. Wounding on 4s, I'm probably not going to do a single wound to anything. And if I do, he's bubbling up these evocations all the time.
Right.
It's not going to stick. It's not going to matter the way I was looking at it. Anyway, moving on. Those guys still stay the same. Over here,
something's missing.
Vampire spawn killed, I think, 3 of my knights. The rest fled off the board. And he chased them off.
Right.
He tried to restrain. It wasn't the first round of... Oh, sorry. I won the first round of combat, so he had the choice to restrain or not. So both these have lost their frenzy. Which makes them even better for him.
Yeah.
They lose an attack, but
You lose an attack, but
Anyway, they no longer...
I'll take that.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, but he failed his restrain check and had to chase me off the board. So these guys are technically off the board right there.
Right.
Over here, another disappointing Dragonlance charge for me.
Yeah.
I managed to do 3 wounds.
And it's like you have 2 of them on you.
And took 2 in return.
Yeah.
I did only 3 wounds with this dragon. This Dragonlance Sword of Might combo, it's great in theory.
Yeah.
I'm hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s.
Yeah.
But I got 1 through. And that one the extra attack that gave me didn't do anything. So I did 3 wounds and a charge for 4.
Yeah, well, nothing saves you from rubber lances.
Yeah, he did. I mean, yeah. Anyway, So he did 2 wounds, and he actually hit me back for 2 wounds, which is a little heavy, I thought, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, at strength 5, when you were 1-up rerollables with a 5-up ward save,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Although it was,
I did not have the 5-up ward save.
you did
Because he has the Duskstone, so he has to choose the rerollable armor or the ward.
not.
if you have the Duskstone.
You give him the Duskstone.
Yeah, but I mean, he had 16 attacks. He hits me 8, right? He wounds me probably, call it 7 of those. And then I've got a 3-up rerollable. So I didn't think 2 would get through.
Yeah.
I was okay with 1 getting through. I wasn't expecting 2.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was hoping to do more.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Peg Knights and the whatever this thing is, Court of the Damned, or it's not the Court of the Damned, it's the other one.
Yeah, it's yellow. I don't know what it's called.
Continue to slap at each other with no effect at all, and moving into the bottom. So his turn, and my other knights did manage to kill off 2 of the bats. Just thought I would mention
Shocking.
that. Yeah. Get that. Moving into his turn.
Did you lose some knights to something?
Yeah, he's casting the breath weapon. Hit me.
Okay. So
The breath of.
you don't have I don't see a big. The wedge isn't full size like it was at the beginning. Yeah.
The breath of corruption or whatever that is. That the breath weapon hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see his bats have redeployed a little bit. Still screening me out. He put a wound on me on the Peg Knights, and I did nothing back. So just 1 more wound, kills off a Peg. Over here,
but they didn't run away.
He during his casting, of course, they stuck. During
bad.
his casting, he raised his 4th one back up.
Yep, the Shadow Warrior.
And they put the final wound on him.
Yep.
The Paladin, Duke falls over dead. And moving on to turn 4. So I tried to charge them, this unit of yeomen into here. But it turned out to be an impossible charge.
Couldn't.
Because I can't go here and then wheel and hit them. Right.
Yeah.
I could barely maybe slip. I don't think I could even slip past them the way I had it. I just set it up. Set it up poorly.
You need to be pivoted a little bit more.
I did.
Yeah.
And I would have been fine, but I wasn't. So anyway, they had a failed charge and just kind of sat there. Meanwhile, this unit of 9 knights decided to go in for revenge. Why, basically it comes down to the fact I should have just brought him in the first time.
Yeah.
With the guy. But I was willing to hit them with him, because the other thought was, if I hit him, if he hit it, he could have gone through and maybe got past them. And if he had to, flee from a charge and bounce through units and end up somewhere else.
Right.
Was my whole thought with him going in alone as well. But anyway. So they went in. Over here, there's the failed charge. You can see his vampire spawn coming back towards the center of the board.
Yep.
And I've hit his 2nd unit of bats over here to get those out of the way. I got off entwining roots again on these guys, and they still managed to kill 3 of me.
But you killed 2 of him.
But I killed 2 of him. So had I done that and had the other guy in there doing 3 wounds, I probably would have won that combat and they could have gone away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't min-max against those things.
I really like charging my characters out.
Yes, I know. That's what you do. That's part of why you like Equitaine.
With during the spell when I got entwining roots, of course, I raised I have the oaken throne still going.
Right.
So I got to raise a wound and bring a Peg back. So we're back to the status quo for there.
Yeah.
And after killing the bats, because of where these are, I think he's pretty much getting blocked from getting hit here. So I just went ahead and formed this way.
Well, he could send his
to keep those
Nosferatu vampire out into your flank.
He could, and I was very concerned about that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I'm not playing me, so I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah.
Because I would probably try that for some reason. And there we go. As you can see, moving around. So it comes to his turn. He declared a charge with his bats into my yeoman, and they ran.
Okay. They ran on purpose.
They ran on purpose because I wanted to. Because if he charged and got me here,
Mm-hmm.
then that leaves these guys free to come out.
Right.
If they redirect into here, it's going to block them. If they redirect into here, it's going to block them from getting back
Right.
out here.
Right.
The whole object was to keep them off.
Yeah.
Off me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know what happened to me.
Say, where are they?
Did I all die on this?
Did you run through the building and die?
I'm thinking I might have gone through the building
is
and
it-
all died.
Or you were so close to the table you rolled off the table?
No, that's
Oh,
not
okay.
that far. I'm thinking I died on, because I mean the angle was here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking I died on the building.
Okay.
I don't actually recall that at the
Yeah.
moment. Oh, never mind. They fled, and these guys were still within 20. I mean, they're 21 or whatever their max range was.
Mm-hmm.
They were just inside max range, so they charged a second hit. Charged them a second time and pushed them off the board.
Okay. So they did run off the table.
And they did run off the table. So
Okay.
then these, the vampire spawn, redirected into the trebuchet on
Okay.
the hill. And of course made it. So that's not a very far charge. And the bats just failed their charge and
Just bumbled forward.
bumbled forward, still effectively in its position for him, blocking for me too. And bottom of turn, it's bottom of turn 4, and these guys come up. I'm not real sure what he was thinking here. I think he just wanted to keep me close rather than just riding out 16 inches out
Yeah.
here
And getting on the flank or something.
and getting away from everything with this whole unit.
Yeah.
is what I think he was going for.
Yeah.
There we go. Still have entwining roots on those big boys. And what do we got? There's a lot of pictures without anything really happening, isn't there?
Yeah. I guess his infantry block's kind of stuck because he's so close to that.
This
buff
infantry
wagon.
block is
Yeah.
stuck. Correct. I mean, he can't wheel past it.
Yeah.
I mean, he charged into my pegs with it.
Okay.
He got tired of my pegs. He's only got 2 files on me, but
Yeah.
it's got bringing 3 ranks
Yeah.
of charge
And a
and all
banner.
kinds of combat res.
More. Hey.
So the winged reapers or whatever, just, even with the -2 weapon skill, just wail away on me.
Looks like he grew one back before.
Sorry, there is one back there.
Yeah.
Again. I was expecting the shadow guy back there.
Yeah.
So he breaks me and runs. I run. He does not catch me.
Okay.
Actually went, I think he rolled snake eyes or
Ah.
something, or 3 1s. They barely moved at all. The vampire spawn on the hill, of course, one turn to face
Because
the
they're no
other.
longer frenzy, they can go wherever they want.
Yep, turn to face the other trebuchet. I kind of thought he would turn to face this unit and really slam him, but he did not. But the combined 2 of these crushed my pegs. He with what is it? That decided not to. He withstrained. What's
Restrained.
thank you, restrained. He restrained with the skeleton unit.
The same as that order that you have from those different people.
The restraint.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're not supposed to talk about that.
That's why we have to do these videos.
That's why we're stuck inside doing videos
Yeah,
all the time.
Exactly.
I think the restraining orders on you. You're the one that I don't see out at the game places playing. Anyway,
Go the wrong days.
so he did overrun with with his big model and caught my pegs.
Oh,
I
okay.
think-
That's what
I
that
think
was.
they rolled a total of 4 or something.
That's what I was curious.
Yeah, he chased me with this. This one had swift stride. This one didn't, of
Yeah.
course, and that also.
And he's stopping there
influenced.
just because the building's in the way.
Yeah,
for
he's
this model.
technically
He's
further
definitely closer.
forward.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Um,
All right.
you know, so that's not looking good over there. So we're moving on to turn 5.
Not looking good in too many places.
It's not. So turn 5 comes along, and I declare it. These guys do not rally. They continue to run. Hey, is that a phone?
That is a phone because the phone has to ring when we're recording.
You must be a very popular guy. Your phone rings a lot.
Only when I'm recording.
So these 2 knights fail to rally because they are below. They started with 9. They're at 2, so they're below a quarter.
Right.
So
they kept
They
going.
needed a 4. They kept going.
All right.
And let's see. Up here, I charged this entire unit into the vampire spawn.
Did you grow more back?
Where? And then in the magic phase,
Yeah.
I grew 3 more of these back
Okay.
so they could rally at full strength.
There you go.
And I even miscast, and I think did 1 wound to myself.
Okay.
On a 3 dice miscast, I believe. Wasn't terrible.
Well, it was at least 3 dice because it needs 12 to get that spell off.
Not yeah,
Or 11 with the
11
throne,
with the
yeah.
throne. So anyway, so we got that, and then in the combat, I blew through the. They did 2 wounds to me,
Mm-hmm.
but I blew through the vampire spawn, pursued out here into the woods, and actually didn't take any damage from the woods,
Oh, okay.
even though that's general BSB mage.
So
and
the casualties are all from getting shot at magic then, because you're down to like 7 guys.
Well, I took 2 from the from the combat. This
Okay.
with the vampire spawn.
Okay.
I only have 1 guy that's faster than them.
Yeah.
But I did kill him to a man.
Okay.
The crumble finished him off.
And you pursued them.
And I pursued into the woods because I wanted to make sure I got out of arc of this stuff.
You were still in visibility of that?
I think so.
Oh.
I think they could catch me on the corner if
Oh,
these
okay.
guys could get out of the way.
Okay.
And I couldn't have that happening.
Yeah.
Plus, it gets me at the bottom. Gets me on the top of turn 5 within 6 inches of the objective as well.
Right. Right.
Where staying out there gives me the chance to chaff me and prevent me from getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the bottom of the turn, vampire spawn, charge into my other trebuchet. Nothing big. The winged horrors charge my 5 knights.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't had a chance to rally yet, so they flee to
flee.
about here,
Right.
which clears the edge of the building so the bats can see them
Mm-hmm.
at their maximum range, and they push them off the board.
Okay. Well, at least they're almost full strength now.
They are. There was 5 out of 6 of them.
Yeah.
Well, they actually started at 9. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Didn't make it?
They did not make it this turn. Look at that. So impressive. Moving on to turn 6. So, I got nothing to do on turn 6. He does have... These things are putting out that pulse in 12 inches now at strength 6.
Right.
D6 strength 6 hits.
Yep.
To everything within 12 inches. In addition, he's got the... What's that spell? And you can see he's moved his necromancer out of the unit to get closer.
Yep.
In addition, he's got the Breath of Corruption, which is that toxic attack spell.
Yep.
And he's got another spell that singles out a target and does the D3 strength 10 versus your leadership.
Yep.
So he's got all these things to try to whittle me away. So to try to save the objective is my only goal at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get on this objective, keep him off of that, so that way these guys only have to move 4 to get within 6 of this one. I just need to keep this so he can't get the objective.
Mm-hmm.
So VSB takes the hit for the team.
So he reformed
And
marched
They
over there.
reformed and moved 8 inches and got within the mark. He is going to be able to charge me with this chariot thingy in the rear. But if you'll notice, the general of my army moved back. Because I have full command,
You can do that.
he can be pushed into the 2nd rank.
Okay.
So he's there to help deal with this thing.
And where do these zombies come from?
He grew a unit of zombies last turn.
Okay.
There's actually 10 of them there instead of just 5. If he wants to come in, he won't come in with those with this because it'll just give him combat res.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just adding combat res for me. So I'm blocking him here, and I'm in his front. So he can't hit me and overrun.
Right.
He has to swing all the way around and hit me in the front and overrun this way, which keeps him off the objective.
And he's within 12 inches of your general.
And this guy is within 12 inches of my general in case he gets a terror check.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, of course, re-rollable 9 because of that. So that was my plan to save my... to save what I could from this game.
Right.
So he does exactly that. The vampire spawn over here charged the remaining trebuchet.
Mm-hmm.
They make it this time. This big chariot thing comes in. It does have a terror, and I make my terror check.
Yeah.
And because they're within 12 inches of each other, so it was re-rollable. And this unit charged my BSB. He did a wound to me with the pulse.
Okay.
Or maybe it was the strength 10 D3 wounds. One of the two did a wound to me.
Mm-hmm.
But he charged me. I challenged. He declined, of course, and just put 9 attacks on me.
Right.
And did nothing.
Yep.
Over here, these guys killed off the trebuchet.
Mm-hmm.
These guys marched to the objective. And did I? Can't remember. And I did not kill this thing.
Mm-hmm. But it didn't chase you off either.
But it didn't chase me off either. I was steadfast, I guess 8 with rerollable 8.
Okay.
Because of the DSB still
Right.
here. And he did not chase me off. I won. Actually, I think I might have even won this combat. Because he had a charge, a rear, and 1 wound.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like I didn't do any to him.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Anyway, I've got a banner, a war banner, and a rank. So I guess he did win. Anyway, but again, General with his 4 attacks, still doing killing blow,
Right.
virtue of renown guy. Does nothing. I'm not happy with the performance of some of these guys. Anyway, this was a tough game. He actually offered, after the first turn, after my first turn, he actually offered to stop and restart the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, down 2 trebuchets on turn 1
Yeah.
is not a good thing. But you got to learn to play through it. So, I mean, I went ahead and played it.
Right, right.
Made it less fun of a game than it should. But anyway, so he killed a total of 2,948 of mine. I only killed 460 of his. I killed 2 units of bats and a unit of vampire spawn.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You got the dead and the goods.
Goods were the good guys.
Goods.
The dead guys were the good guys.
Yeah.
So it was a 16-4 win for him.
Yeah.
But he did not get the objective.
Right.
So it did not go to a 19-1 at least. If I could have done something to keep the other one off, then yeah, it would have been even better. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, terrible game. Really brutal start to a game.
Right.
But anyway, I think maybe at that point, in a tournament, maybe I guess when I lost those 2 on the first turn, I probably should have just backed away and planned on swarming on 1 objective on the last turn.
Yeah. But yeah, I still think the army's at the moment a avoidance army.
Yeah, I just don't like playing avoidance armies.
And you have to pick your fights on the flanks.
Correct. Yeah, you're probably right. My whole thought with them was
it's not avoidance to stay away totally,
Yeah, I
but
understand.
it's about positioning, and
you can't fight a straight up battle line with them.
you just can't. You can't blitz through anything, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been my thought, is to line up in a big pack and then move towards somebody and then spring out to the sides and
Right.
blow through them and go through 'em,
Yeah.
Hasn't worked for me yet, but that's my thought.
Yeah.
One day it'll work for me, I'm sure. Maybe. Anyway, so that's it. Pretty bad loss to the vampires.
Okay.
All right. Thanks
It's
for
also
listening.
a tough opponent because they don't run away when
They
you
don't
fight them.
break, and something doesn't break something else, and yeah.
So Equitaine does struggle against most of these armies that do not run away.
Right. I agree.
So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Till next time.